Now I invite Professor Priyadarshani Galappatthy, the head of the Department of Medical Humanities, for some concluding remarks. Madam.
Thank you, Santosha. Yes, first of all, let me start by thanking you for organizing. It was your idea, and for doing everything, because I didn't do anything for this. You did everything, and I'm sorry I missed some of the initial parts because I had to attend share another meeting at the university. So I heard some of the discussions that was going on in the last 1 hour or so, and particularly Dr. Madhubhashini's presentation and all the discussion that was going on. I think we have got some really good ideas and suggestions given here. Now we did this actually to help our students, because particularly who are joining here today are the junior medical students who have just joined the medical faculty. So these students are the students who are mostly struggling with English as they come into the medical faculty, because they have mostly they have been studying their A-level stream in their own mother tongue, either Sinhala or Tamil, and then they have to switch over to studying English. And I think earlier, as mentioned by Professor Panduka Karnanayaka also, we went through the same thing. So I think students, don't forget that we as teachers, we went through the same thing, because we also studied in Sinhala or those of our Tamil colleagues in Tamil when we were A-level students, and we had to shift to English as soon as we came into the medical faculty, which was and I felt personally the first term of medical faculty was the most difficult term, because you are adjusting to a new environment, you are adjusting to a new language. And as Professor Sarojai Singh highlighted, we were learning biology in school, but then we were referring to Pragandasthya in when we were learning in school, and then that became humerus, or the femur, which was we could not make that connection, so therefore it was very difficult. It was like learning for the first time even what we have learned in biology in school. So therefore students, remember that this is something which all your teachers also have gone through. And I think there were suggestions to there were discussions actually whether we should switch over to teaching in Sinhala or the mother tongue. But I think this was attempted when Professor Kodagoda, during Professor Kodagoda's time, long time ago. But again, one of the main problems was, we have two languages, English, Sinhala as well as Tamil. So if you start teaching in Sinhala, then, it will be a disadvantage for our, students who are speaking in Tamil. So therefore, that is why I think that did not go along for a long period of time. But we have changed a lot of things, from my student days. Actually, we used to have vivas for almost all subjects starting from the first year, but we have done away with that. We don't have vivas actually now, where the students are expected to talk in Sinhala, or talk in English at a viva. But in a medical curriculum, we cannot get away from a live discussion, because ultimately in the final year you are given patients, and then you have to take a history from the patient and present it to the examiners, and then you are thinking of your higher studies. So therefore learning the language would be the best way forward for all students. So I think therefore getting away, doing away with the vivas in the lower years has been a progressive step. And then I believe that most of the students actually they progressed in their English language capabilities also as they progress, because it's the cream of the country who enter the medical faculties. They are very intelligent. So you are all very intelligent students, and therefore, if you can learn medicine, learning English and is not a big problem. We see how the students progress. So with a bit of extra effort, I think it's possible. And the students, I think, again, we probably now, I think I like the point brought about by Lavanya, that the people who are good in English, probably they are also facing sometimes, because as called posh or cult or whatever, and so like that. So majority probably are having language difficulty. So I wonder actually whether there is now this laughing at the students who are not that good in English, whether that prevails to that extent, because I think our students are now talking and they are not that inhibited, although we find that in our small group discussions, of course, we had to get them to talk with a lot of difficulties, but finally I think towards that final year they do start communicating well, and they do a good job. So therefore I think we had a great suggestion on Bhasha Buddies. So that's a great idea. I think we can consider implementing something like that. And I would like to thank before I conclude, Dr. Madhubhashini, Dr. the Lavanya, and Dr. Dinali, and all others, Dr. Dushanti, all the people who contributed, Professor Sarojaya Singh sir, as well as Professor Panduka Karunanayaka, and Santusha for doing all the hard work to get this across. I hope the students got something out of it, and learn to accept the fact that it is not something that you need to feel awkward about, or you need to be inhibited about, and start using the language as what was discussed during this program. So thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. And I think great days are ahead with Bhasha Buddies. If I may say so, I'm a Bhasha Buddy myself with Madhu. So it's a nice experience, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to help students go forward in this journey. So I will once again very quickly thank Madhubhashini Disanayaka Ratnayaka, Professor Sarojaya Singh, Professor Dushanti Mendis, Lavanya Vijayasekar, and Aaron Ricardo, our medical student, very talented, who contributed. And thank you all of you for your vibrant discussions, ideas, disagreements, agreements. This is the way we go forward, and it was a truly delightful Humanitas program.